Chosen ones, this is it. Are you ready to embrace the ultimate challenge, chosen ones, no matter how daunting it may be? This is your last assignment, the culmination of all your efforts, the pinnacle of your growth, and the ultimate test of your resolve. You have been prepared for this moment through countless trials and tribulations, each one shaping you into the person you are today. The time has come to prove to yourself and to the universe that you are capable of achieving greatness. This is not just an assignment, it is a calling, a destiny that you must fulfill with unwavering determination and courage. As the final chapter of your journey unfolds before you, you're standing at a critical juncture where every decision, every action, will shape the trajectory of your life. This moment isn't just about facing a challenge, it's about acknowledging the deep-seated purpose that has guided you here. The universe has meticulously woven this path for you, leading to this very moment where your courage, faith, and commitment will be tested like never before. The choices you make now will echo through the annals of your existence, defining not just your future, but the legacy you leave behind. It is a moment of profound significance, where the past, present, and future converge, and you are the architect of your destiny. Embrace this moment with the knowledge that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that every step you take is a step towards your ultimate purpose. Consider the weight of what it means to be chosen, not for glory or accolades, but for a mission that might demand everything you have. This isn't a call for the faint-hearted. It's a call to those who understand that true fulfillment lies beyond comfort, in the realms of sacrifice and service. Every step you've taken, every trial you've endured, has been in preparation for this. Now you must decide. Will you step into the light of your destiny, or remain in the shadows of what could have been? The path ahead is not easy, but it is necessary. It is a path that will test your limits, push you to your boundaries, and ultimately transform you into the person you were always meant to become. The journey will be arduous, but the rewards will be immeasurable, for they are the rewards of a life lived with purpose and passion. This final assignment isn't merely a task, it's a transformation. It's about shedding the old self to become who you are truly meant to be. It's an invitation to leap into the unknown with faith, knowing that on the other side of this leap lies the realization of your deepest desires and the fulfillment of your purpose. This transformation will require you to let go of fear, doubt, and hesitation, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It is a journey of self-discovery, where you will uncover strengths you never knew you had, and overcome obstacles you once thought insurmountable. This is your moment to rise, to shine, and to become the best version of yourself. The road ahead may be fraught with risks, but remember, the greatest rewards often come from the most challenging paths. You've been equipped, guided, and now you are called to act. This is not the time for hesitation. It's the moment to harness the power within you. You've to embrace the divine assignment with both hands, and to let go of all that holds you back. The journey will be difficult, but it is in the face of adversity that true greatness is born. You have the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards your ultimate destiny. So, chosen ones, as you stand on the brink of this transformative journey, ask yourself, are you ready to not just face, but to embrace this final challenge, no matter the cost or the risk? Your legacy, your destiny, awaits your decision. The time has come to step forward with confidence and determination, to embrace the unknown, and to seize the opportunity that lies before you. This is your moment to shine, to prove to yourself and to the world that you are capable of achieving greatness. The journey will be challenging, but it is a journey worth taking. Embrace it with all your heart, and know that on the other side lies the fulfillment of your deepest desires and the realization of your true potential. Number 1. Transformation through action. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a precipice, the wind whispering secrets of potential and change. This isn't just any leap, it's the leap of faith into a transformation that's been waiting for you since time began. This point isn't about gentle nudges towards change, it's the clarion call to action, the divine alarm clock ringing in your soul. You've been on a journey, perhaps feeling the stirrings of something greater. a purpose that's been simmering beneath the surface of your everyday life. Now the moment has arrived where you must act, not just think or dream about change, but embody it. This is the moment where hesitation must fall away, where the comfort of standing still is no longer an option. The precipice before you is not just a physical or metaphorical edge, it's a threshold between who you are and who you are meant to become. The wind that whispers to you carries the voices of all those who have walked this path before you, urging you to take that first step. It's a step that requires courage, yes, but also a deep trust in the process of transformation. You are not alone in this journey. The universe itself is conspiring to guide you, but it cannot take the step for you. This is your moment to decide. Will you remain where you are, or will you leap into the unknown, trusting that the net will appear? This transformation is likened to a seed buried in the soil, which only by breaking open and facing the darkness can grow into a mighty tree. It's a process that's both challenging and essential, where the comfort of the known must be shed for the potential of the unknown. The script speaks of a final assignment, a term that suggests culmination, the endgame of a long-played strategy. Here your desires, those secret wishes and dreams, are not meant to linger in the realm of what if, but to materialize into reality. Think about the seed for a moment. It doesn't question whether it should grow or if it's capable of becoming a tree. It simply responds to the conditions around it, breaking open in the darkness, pushing through the soil and reaching for the light. In the same way, your transformation requires you to break open, to let go of the shell that has protected you but also confined you. It's a process that demands vulnerability, for it is only in the breaking that new life can emerge. The final assignment is not just a task to complete. It's a call to fully embrace the process of becoming. It's about recognizing that your dreams are not just fantasies. They are blueprints for the life you are meant to live. And now the time has come to build that life, one action at a time. This isn't about passive waiting or hoping for change to come to you. It's about you stepping forward, embracing the challenge, and through your actions, reshaping your reality. This transformation is not guaranteed to be easy. It's likened to the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly, where the creature must dissolve its very form to become something new. Yet the promise is clear. The transformation is worth every ounce of effort, every moment of discomfort. Passivity is the enemy of transformation. You cannot simply wait for the universe to hand you the life you desire. You must actively participate in its creation. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by wishing it so. It undergoes a complete dissolution of its old self, a process that is both painful and necessary. In the same way, your transformation will require you to let go of old habits, beliefs, and patterns that no longer serve you. It will require you to step into the unknown, to trust that the discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure, but a sign of growth. The promise of transformation is not that it will be easy, but that it will be worth it. Every moment of discomfort, every challenge you face, is a step closer to the life you are meant to live. The urgency of this call to action is emphasized because time does not wait, and neither does opportunity. It's like standing before a closing door, knowing that on the other side lies your new path, but the door won't stay open forever. You're at a crossroads, where every step you take is a commitment to this transformation, a decision to turn your life into a testament of what faith, action, and divine timing can achieve. Time is a relentless force, always moving forward, never pausing for anyone. The door before you is not just a metaphor, it's a real opportunity, one that may not come again. The universe presents us with moments of choice, and this is one of them. Will you step through the door, or will you let it close, forever wondering what might have been? The crossroads you stand at is not just a moment in time, it's a moment of destiny. Every step you take from here on out is a declaration of your commitment to your transformation. It's a decision to no longer live in the shadows of what could be, but to step into the light of what is possible. The urgency of this call is not meant to frighten you, but to inspire you to act, to seize the moment before it slips away. The script challenges you to see beyond the immediate, to envision a life where your current struggles are but the chrysalis from which you will emerge anew. It's an invitation to shift from being a bystander in your own life to the protagonist of your story, where your actions dictate the plot, not just react to it. Your current struggles, no matter how difficult, are not the end of your story. They are the beginning. They are the chrysalis, the cocoon that is preparing you for the transformation that lies ahead. It's easy to get caught up in the immediacy of your challenges, to see them as obstacles rather than opportunities. But the script invites you to shift your perspective, to see your struggles as the necessary groundwork for your transformation. You are not a bystander in your own life. You are the author, the creator, the one who holds the pen. Every action you take, every decision you make is a stroke of that pen, shaping the story of your life. The question is, what kind of story do you want to tell? This moment of transformation is when the universe aligns with your will, your divine purpose, and your readiness to act. It's a synergy of cosmic proportions, where your decision to move forward isn't just personal growth, but a ripple effect that touches the lives around you. When you align with your divine purpose, you become a conduit for something greater than yourself. Your transformation is not just about you, it's about the impact you will have on the world around you. The universe is not a passive observer, it is an active participant in your journey, aligning with your will and your readiness to act. When you take that step forward, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life. Your transformation has the power to inspire others, to show them what is possible when faith and action come together. This is not just a moment of personal growth, it's a moment of cosmic significance, where your actions have the power to change the world. The call is non-negotiable, because the transformation you seek is on the other side of this action. Like a knight taking up their sword for the final battle, you're urged to rise, to claim the life you've been called to live. The call to action is not a suggestion, it's a demand. The transformation you seek is not something that can be achieved through half-hearted efforts or tentative steps. It requires your full commitment, your willingness to rise to the occasion and claim the life you've been called to live. Like a knight preparing for battle, you must arm yourself with courage, determination, and faith. The final battle is not against an external enemy, but against the doubts, fears, and limitations that have held you back. This is your moment to rise, to take up your sword, and to fight for the life you deserve. The transformation you seek is not just a possibility, it's a promise. But only if you are willing to take the necessary action. The narrative here is one of empowerment, where the act of doing is not just about personal gain, but about aligning with a higher plan, a divine script where your role is pivotal. It's the moment where your life becomes a living testament to the power of action fueled by faith. Empowerment comes from the realization that your actions are not just about you, they are part of a larger plan, a divine script that has been written with you in mind. Your role in this script is not a minor one. It is pivotal, essential to the unfolding of the story. When you act, you are not just moving towards personal gain, you are aligning yourself with a higher purpose, a greater plan that transcends your individual life. Your life becomes a living testament to the power of action fueled by faith, a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. This is not just a moment of personal transformation, it's a moment of cosmic alignment, where your actions have the power to change not just your life, but the world around you. Number 2, identity and responsibility. You're not just a face in the crowd, you're a chosen one, handpicked for a mission that transcends the ordinary. This identity isn't bestowed lightly. It's like being knighted, but in the spiritual realm. Imagine you're handed a scroll, not of earthly laws, but of divine decrees, making you a messenger of something far greater than yourself. This identity comes with immense responsibility, much like being entrusted with a secret that could change the world if shared correctly. This is not a role you can take lightly or dismiss as mere chance. Being chosen means that you have been seen, known, and selected for a purpose that goes beyond your individual life. It's as if the universe itself has whispered your name, calling you to step into a role that requires your unique gifts, your unique perspective, and your unique voice. The scroll you hold is not just a piece of parchment, It's a map to a higher calling, a guide to a mission that will challenge you, shape you, and ultimately define you. The responsibility that comes with this identity is not a burden, but a privilege, a chance to be part of something that has the power to change lives, to change the world. The script references Malachi 3 verse 1, painting you not as a mere spectator of history, but as an active participant in prophecy. This isn't about boasting, it's about embracing a mantle with the weight of eternity. You're not chosen for your perfection, but for your potential to carry truth into the world, much like a courier with a royal edict in times past. Malachi 3 verse 1 speaks of a messenger who will prepare the way, and in this context that messenger is you. This is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being willing to step into the role, to carry the truth, and to share it with the world. You are not a spectator watching history unfold from the sidelines. You are an active participant, a key player in the unfolding of a divine plan. The mantle you wear is heavy, yes, but it is also filled with purpose and meaning. It is a reminder that you are part of something much larger than yourself, something eternal. Your potential is not measured by your past mistakes or current limitations, but by your willingness to rise to the occasion and carry the truth forward. This responsibility is akin to being a lighthouse keeper on a stormy night, where your light must guide ships to safety, regardless of the tempest around you. You're called to be a beacon of hope, a conduit for promises that have been whispered through ages, now needing to be shouted from rooftops. The role of a lighthouse keeper is one of vigilance and steadfastness. No matter how fierce the storm, the light must shine, guiding those who are lost to safety. In the same way, you are called to be a beacon of hope in a world that often feels dark and uncertain. Your light is not just for you, it is for those around you, for those who are struggling to find their way. The promises you carry are not just ancient words, they are living truths that have the power to transform lives. Your responsibility is to shine your light brightly, to be a source of hope and guidance, even when the storm rages around you. This is not an easy task, but it is a necessary one, for the world needs your light now more than ever. The gravity of this role is underscored by the fact that you're not just a messenger, you're a representative of the divine, a living link between heaven and earth. This isn't just about reciting words, it's about embodying truth, living out the promises you speak, and becoming the physical manifestation of spiritual ideals. As a representative of the divine, you are a bridge between the spiritual and the physical realms. Your words and actions have the power to bring heaven to earth, to make the intangible tangible. This is not just about speaking truth, it's about living it, embodying it in every aspect of your life. You are called to be a living example of the promises you carry, to show the world what it means to live a life of faith, hope, and love. This is a weighty responsibility, but it is also a profound honor. You are not just a messenger, you are a living testament to the power of the divine, a physical manifestation of spiritual ideals. The urgency in this identity and responsibility is palpable. It's like being given the key to a treasure chest, but knowing that the treasure is meant to be shared, to uplift others from their chains of despair or ignorance. This isn't a casual part-time job. It's a full-time commitment to a cause that will define not just your life, but potentially the lives of many around you. The key you hold is not just a symbol of your identity, it is a tool for transformation. The treasure within the chest is not meant to be hoarded, it is meant to be shared, to uplift and empower those around you. This is not a role you can step in and out of at will. It is a full-time commitment, a calling that will define your life and the lives of those you touch. The urgency of this responsibility is clear. The world is in need of hope, of truth, of light. You have been given the key, and now it is up to you to unlock the treasure and share it with the world. This is not just a task, it is a mission, a calling that will shape your destiny and the destiny of those around you. Being a chosen one isn't about privilege, it's about service, about being so intertwined with your calling that your life becomes indistinguishable from your mission. It's a call to step out of the shadows of anonymity into the light of purpose, where every action you take is a brushstroke on the canvas of human history. The identity of a chosen one is not a badge of honor to be worn proudly. It is a call to service, to selflessness, to sacrifice. Your life is no longer your own. It is intertwined with your mission, with the calling that has been placed upon you. This is not about seeking recognition or reward. It is about fulfilling your purpose, about living a life that is aligned with your divine calling. Every action you take, every decision you make, is a brushstroke on the canvas of human history. You are not just living your life, you are shaping the course of history, leaving a legacy that will endure long after you are gone. This identity requires reverence, a deep respect for the message you carry, knowing that you're part of a narrative that began before you and will continue long after. Your responsibility is to ensure that the message isn't just delivered, but lived, transforming not just you but those around you. Reverence is the foundation of your identity as a chosen one. It is a deep respect for the message you carry, for the role you have been given, and for the narrative that you are part of. This is not just about delivering a message, it is about living it, embodying it in every aspect of your life. The message you carry is not just words, it is a living truth that has the power to transform lives. Your responsibility is to ensure that this message is not just heard, but felt, experienced, and lived. This is not just about your transformation. It is about the transformation of those around you, about the ripple effect that your life will have on the world. In essence, this point calls you to recognize your unique role in the tapestry of existence, urging you to live with intentionality, knowing that your every step is part of a divine choreography where you're both the dancer and the dance. Your role in the tapestry of existence is unique, irreplaceable, and essential. You are not just a thread in the fabric, you are a vital part of the pattern, a key element in the design. This calls you to live with intentionality, to be mindful of every step you take, knowing that each one is part of a divine choreography. You are both the dancer and the dance, the creator and the creation. Your life is a masterpiece in the making, a work of art that is being shaped by your choices, your actions, and your faith. This is your call to live with purpose, to embrace your identity, and to fulfill your responsibility with reverence and intentionality. Number 3. Role of a messenger. To be a messenger in this context is to transcend the mundane act of message delivery. You're not just passing notes, you're embodying a message, much like an actor fully immersing in their role to convey the essence of the character. This role is about being the message, where your existence itself becomes the medium through which divine truths are communicated. This is not a passive role, it is an active, living, breathing embodiment of the message you carry. You are not just a conduit, you are the message itself. Every word you speak, every action you take, every decision you make is a reflection of the truth you have been entrusted with. This is a call to live with such authenticity and integrity that your very presence communicates the message more powerfully than words ever could. It's about becoming so aligned with the message that there is no separation between who you are and what you proclaim. This is the essence of being a messenger, not just delivering a message, but becoming it. The world doesn't just need to hear the message, it needs to see it lived out in flesh and blood, in the day-to-day reality of your life. This is the ultimate form of communication, where your life becomes a living testament to the truth you carry. Think of ancient heralds who not only announced the decrees, but lived in such a way that their lives exemplified the values of the king they served. Similarly, you're called to be a walking testament, where your actions, words, and even your silence speak volumes about the truth you carry. The ancient heralds were more than just messengers. They were representatives of the king, embodying his authority and values in every aspect of their lives. In the same way, you are called to be a living testament to the truth you carry. Your actions must align with your words, and your silence must speak as loudly as your speech. This is not about perfection, but about consistency, living in such a way that your life becomes a reflection of the divine truth you proclaim. Every step you take, every word you speak, is a declaration of the message you carry. You are not just a messenger. You are a living example of the truth. Your life should be a mirror, reflecting the light of the message so clearly that others can see it, feel it, and be transformed by it. This is the power of a life fully surrendered to the message. It becomes a beacon, guiding others toward the truth. This isn't about mere representation, it's about transformation. Your life should reflect the ideals you proclaim, much like a mirror reflecting light, becoming so aligned with the message that there's no distinction between the messenger and the message. This requires a profound level of integrity, where your public life and your private moments are consistent with the divine narrative you're part of. Transformation is at the heart of your role as a messenger. It's not enough to simply represent the message. You must be transformed by it. Your life should be a mirror, reflecting the light of the truth you carry. This requires a deep level of integrity, where there is no discrepancy between your public and private life. You are called to live in such a way that your life becomes a seamless expression of the message. This is not an easy task, but it is a necessary one. The world needs to see the message lived out in real, tangible ways. Your life is the canvas on which the message is painted, and every stroke must be intentional, every color true. This transformation is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process, a daily commitment to aligning your life with the truth you carry. It's about allowing the message to shape you, mold you, and refine you until there is no distinction between the messenger and the message. The authority you wield isn't your own, but borrowed from the one who sends you. It's like being an ambassador to a foreign land, where every diplomatic move you make reflects back on your homeland. Here, you're not just speaking, you're living out the decrees of heaven, ensuring your life is a testament to the kingdom you represent. As a messenger, the authority you carry is not your own. It is derived from the one who sent you. You are an ambassador, representing a higher kingdom, and every action you take reflects back on the one you serve. This is a weighty responsibility, but also a profound honor. Your role is not just to speak the decrees of heaven, but to live them out in such a way that your life becomes a testament to the kingdom you represent. This requires a deep sense of humility and accountability, knowing that your actions have far-reaching implications. You are not just a messenger. You are a representative of the divine, and your life must reflect the values and truths of the kingdom you serve. Every decision you make, every word you speak, is a reflection of the one who sent you. This is not just a role, it is a sacred trust, a calling to represent something greater than yourself. This role necessitates a deep understanding of the message's weight. You're not just sharing news, you're sharing life-altering truths, promises that have the power to heal, restore, and redeem. Like a chef who must taste their own dishes before serving, you must first live out these truths before you can effectively share them. The message you carry is not just information, it is life-altering truth. It has the power to heal, restore, and redeem. This is not a message to be taken lightly, it carries the weight of eternity. As a messenger, you must first live out these truths before you can effectively share them. Like a chef who tastes their own dishes, you must experience the transformative power of the message in your own life. This is not just about intellectual understanding, it is about personal experience. You cannot give what you do not have. The message must first transform you before it can transform others through you. This is the essence of authenticity, living out the truth in such a way that it becomes a part of you, shaping your thoughts, your actions, and your very being. Only then can you effectively share the message with others, because it will flow naturally from the overflow of your own transformed life. The script uses the metaphor of a courier with a priceless artifact to illustrate the gravity of your task. This isn't just about safe delivery, it's about ensuring the message remains pure, unaltered, and impactful. Your life, every decision, becomes a point of light or darkness, influencing how the message is received. The metaphor of a courier with a priceless artifact underscores the gravity of your task. The message you carry is not just valuable, it is priceless. Your role is not just to deliver it safely, but to ensure that it remains pure, unaltered, and impactful. Every decision you make, every action you take, influences how the message is received. Your life becomes a point of light or darkness, shaping the way the message is perceived. This is a profound responsibility, but also a sacred trust. You are not just a courier, you are a guardian of the message, tasked with preserving its integrity and ensuring its impact. The message is not just words, it is a living, breathing truth that has the power to change lives. Your role is to protect that truth, to ensure that it is delivered in its purest form, untainted by the world. This requires vigilance, discernment, and a deep commitment to the message you carry. As a messenger, your role is to bridge the gap between the divine and the human, to make the intangible tangible, the eternal immediate. You're tasked with making the invisible love of God visible through your actions, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to truth. Your role as a messenger is to bridge the gap between the divine and the human. You are called to make the intangible tangible, the eternal immediate. This is not just about words, it is about actions. You are tasked with making the invisible love of God visible through your life. Your compassion, your kindness, your unwavering commitment to truth, all of these are ways in which you make the divine love real and accessible to those around you. This is a sacred calling, one that requires you to live with intentionality and purpose. You are not just a messenger, you are a bridge, connecting heaven and earth through your life and actions. Your role is to bring the divine into the everyday, to make the eternal truths of heaven a present reality in the lives of those around you. This is not just a task, it is a mission, a calling to live in such a way that the love of God is made manifest through you. This isn't a role for the faint of heart or the half-committed. It's a call to be fully present, fully engaged, and fully transformed by the message you carry, ensuring that your life becomes a living epistle, read by all who encounter you. The role of a messenger is not for the faint of heart or the half-committed. It is a call to be fully present, fully engaged, and fully transformed by the message you carry. Your life must become a living epistle, a letter written not with ink, but with the actions and choices of your life. This is a call to radical commitment, to a life that is fully aligned with the message you proclaim. It is not an easy path, but it is a necessary one. The world needs to see the message lived out in real, tangible ways. Your life is the letter, and every word must be written with intention, every sentence a reflection of the truth you carry. This is not just a role, it is a calling, a sacred trust that requires your full devotion. You are not just a messenger, you are the message, and your life is the living proof of its power. Number 4, covenant explanation. Understanding the covenant is like deciphering an ancient, sacred text written in the stars. A covenant here isn't a simple agreement, it's a divine promise, a bond that transcends time and space, an eternal commitment from God to humanity. This covenant isn't just history, it's an ongoing narrative where you're an active participant. The covenant is not a relic of the past, something to be studied and admired from a distance. It is a living, breathing reality that continues to shape the course of human history. It is a promise that has been woven into the fabric of existence, a thread that connects the past, present, and future. As you stand in this moment, you are not just an observer of this covenant, you are a participant, a living part of this divine narrative. The covenant is not just about what God has done, it is about what He is doing and what He will do. It is a story that is still being written, and you have a role to play in its unfolding. From the covenant with Noah, symbolized by the rainbow, to the one with Abraham, marked by the stars in the sky, each covenant builds upon the last, painting a picture of God's relentless pursuit of relationship with us. The covenant with Moses brought laws, a guide for living, but the new covenant through Jesus Christ revolutionized this relationship, writing the law on human hearts, not tablets. The covenant with Noah was a promise of preservation, a commitment that the earth would never again be destroyed by flood. The rainbow became a symbol of this promise, a reminder of God's faithfulness. The covenant with Abraham was a promise of blessing, a declaration that through his descendants all nations would be blessed. The stars in the sky were a symbol of the countless descendants that would come from Abraham, a testament to God's promise. The covenant with Moses brought the law, a guide for living in relationship with God. But the new covenant through Jesus Christ changed everything. No longer was the law written on tablets of stone, it was written on human hearts. This new covenant was not about external adherence to rules, it was about internal transformation through relationship. This new covenant is not about adherence to rules, but about transformation through relationship. It's like moving from a contractual business deal to a familial bond, where love, not obligation, dictates the terms. This covenant promises forgiveness, redemption, and an intimate connection with God, where every individual can experience a personal touch from the divine. The new covenant is a radical shift from the old way of doing things. It is not about following a set of rules to earn God's favor. It is about entering into a relationship with Him that transforms you from the inside out. This covenant is based on love, not obligation. It is a promise of forgiveness, a declaration that no matter how far you have strayed, you can always return to God. It is a promise of redemption, a commitment that no matter how broken you are, you can be made whole. It is a promise of intimacy, an invitation to experience a personal, life-changing connection with the divine. This is not just a covenant, it is an invitation to a new way of living, a way that is marked by love, grace, and transformation. The covenant you're called to carry is this new promise, one that invites all to a life of freedom from sin, healing from brokenness, and eternal hope. It's about sharing the good news that through Jesus, humanity can find peace with God, not through their own merit, but through divine grace. The covenant you are called to carry is a message of hope, a promise of freedom, healing, and eternal life. It is a message that declares that no one is beyond the reach of God's love, that no one is too broken to be healed, that no one is too lost to be found. This covenant is not about what we can do to earn God's favor. It is about what He has already done for us. It is about the grace that is freely given, the love that is freely offered, the hope that is freely available to all. Your role is to share this good news, to invite others into this covenant, to show them that there is a way to find peace with God, not through their own efforts, but through the grace that is found in Jesus. Imagine holding a map to a treasure that's not gold or jewels, but peace, joy, and eternal life. This covenant is that map, guiding people not to a physical location, but to a spiritual awakening, a return to the Creator who has always been calling us back. The covenant is like a map, but it is not a map to a physical treasure. It is a map to a spiritual treasure, a guide to peace, joy, and eternal life. This map does not lead to a place, it leads to a person. It leads to the Creator, the one who has always been calling us back to Himself. The covenant is an invitation to a spiritual awakening, a call to return to the source of all life, all love, all hope. It is a promise that no matter how far we have wandered, we can always find our way back to God. This is the treasure that the covenant offers, a treasure that is not of this world, but one that transcends time and space, a treasure that is eternal. The responsibility of carrying this message is immense, because it's not just about imparting knowledge, it's about leading people to a life-altering encounter with God. This covenant is the heartbeat of heaven, the pulse of divine love that seeks to revive what has long been dormant in human hearts. The responsibility of carrying this message is immense, because it is not just about sharing information. It is about leading people to a life-altering encounter with God. This covenant is not just words on a page, it is the heartbeat of heaven, the pulse of divine love that seeks to revive what has long been dormant in human hearts. It is a message that has the power to transform lives, to bring hope to the hopeless, to bring light to the darkest places. This is not just a message, it is a mission, a calling to be a vessel through which the love of God can flow into the world. Your role is to be a conduit of this love, to lead others to the source of all life, all hope, all joy. The covenant is a promise of transformation, where the old self dies to give way to a new creation, where every heart can become a tabernacle for God's presence. It's about sharing the cure for the soul's deepest ailments, offering not just words, but a way of life that leads to true fulfillment. The covenant is a promise of transformation, a declaration that the old self can die and a new creation can emerge. It is a promise that every heart can become a tabernacle for God's presence, a place where His love, His peace, His joy can dwell. This covenant is not just about words, it is about a way of life, a way that leads to true fulfillment. It is about sharing the cure for the soul's deepest ailments, offering not just hope, but healing. This is the promise of the covenant. A promise that no matter how broken we are, we can be made whole. No matter how lost we are, we can be found. No matter how far we have strayed, we can return to God. In essence, to explain this covenant is to invite others into a narrative where they're not just characters but beloved children of God, where every promise made is a step closer to a life lived in His grace and truth. To explain this covenant is to invite others into a narrative where they are not just characters but beloved children of God. It is to invite them into a story where every promise made is a step closer to a life lived in His grace and truth. This is not just a story. It is the story, the one that gives meaning to all others. It is a story of love, of redemption, of hope. It is a story that declares that no matter who we are, no matter what we have done, we are loved, we are valued, we are called to be part of something greater than ourselves. This is the covenant, a promise that is as old as time, yet as new as each morning. A promise that invites us all to live in the light of His love, to walk in the path of His grace, to find our true home in Him. Number 5. Qualities of effective messengers. Being an effective messenger isn't about merely relaying information. It's about embodying qualities that make the message resonate. Picture yourself as a beacon on a hill, where your light must be bright enough to guide, but also warm enough to comfort. Here are 3 pivotal qualities. Boldness. Like John the Baptist, boldness is not about shouting in the streets, but about speaking truth with conviction, even in the face of opposition. It's standing in the wilderness of societal norms and proclaiming a different way, a divine way. This boldness isn't rooted in arrogance, but in a deep-seated confidence in the truth you carry. It's the courage to speak when silence would be easier, to challenge the status quo because you know the message transcends temporary discomfort. Boldness is not just about being loud or confrontational. It's about being unwavering in your commitment to the truth. It's about standing firm when the world around you is shifting, when the voices of doubt and fear are loudest. John the Baptist didn't just speak truth. He lived it, even when it cost him his freedom and ultimately his life. As a messenger, your boldness must come from a place of deep conviction, a place where the truth you carry is so real, so alive, that it cannot be silenced. This boldness is not just for the moments of triumph, but for the moments of trial, when the world seems to be against you and the path ahead is unclear. It is in these moments that your boldness will shine brightest, guiding others through the darkness. Perseverance. Moses embodies perseverance, leading a people through desert and doubt towards a promise. As a messenger, you will face trials, moments where the path seems endless and the goal out of sight. Yet, perseverance here is like running an ultramarathon. It's about maintaining pace, not speed, understanding that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the destination. It's enduring through personal and external storms, trusting that the promise is worth the journey. Perseverance is the quiet strength that keeps you moving forward, even when the road is long and the obstacles seem insurmountable. Moses led the Israelites through the wilderness for 40 years, facing rebellion, doubt, and even his own moments of weakness. Yet he persevered, not because the journey was easy, but because he trusted in the promise of God. As a messenger, your perseverance will be tested. There will be days when the weight of the message feels too heavy, when the path ahead seems too uncertain. But it is in these moments that perseverance becomes your greatest ally. It is the steady, unwavering commitment to keep going, to keep moving forward, even when the destination is not yet in sight. Perseverance is not just about endurance. It's about faith, the belief that every step you take is bringing you closer to the fulfillment of the promise. Sacrificial love. Jesus, the ultimate messenger, showed that love isn't just a feeling, but an action, often costly. Sacrificial love means laying down one's own desires, comfort, or even life for the sake of others. It's the love that sees beyond personal gain or recognition, focusing instead on the salvation, the healing, and the transformation of others. This love is your compass, guiding your actions, ensuring that your message is not just heard but felt, changing lives from the inside out. Sacrificial love is the heart of the message you carry. It is the love that Jesus demonstrated when he laid down his life for humanity, a love that seeks not its own good, but the good of others. As a messenger, your love must be more than words. It must be action. It must be the kind of love that is willing to sacrifice, to give without expecting anything in return. This love is not always easy. It requires vulnerability, humility, and a willingness to put others before yourself. But it is this love that has the power to transform lives, to heal wounds, and to bring hope to the hopeless. Your love is the bridge that connects the message to the hearts of those who hear it. It is the warmth that makes the light of the message inviting, drawing others in and showing them the way to the truth. These qualities aren't just attributes, but a part of the divine DNA of a messenger. Boldness ensures the message is declared, perseverance ensures it's not abandoned in hardship, and sacrificial love ensures it's delivered with the heart of the sender. Boldness without love might come off as harsh, love without perseverance might not endure, and perseverance without boldness might miss the urgency of the message. Together, these qualities make you a conduit, not just of words, but of transformative power. In your role, these traits will be tested. You'll need to be bold when the world prefers silence, persevere when the path seems lonely or dark, and love when it's easier to walk away. This isn't a role for the faint-hearted, but for those who understand that the message they carry is worth every sacrifice. Imagine these qualities as the pillars of your mission, the structural integrity that holds up the message of hope, redemption, and love. They make you not just a speaker of truths, but a living testament to them. Boldness will be your shield in moments of opposition, your voice in moments of silence. It will give you the courage to stand when others would falter, to speak when others would remain quiet. Boldness is not just about confronting the world, it's about confronting yourself, about facing your own fears and doubts, and choosing to move forward anyway. It is the quality that will ensure your message is heard, even in the midst of chaos and confusion. Perseverance will be your anchor in the storms of life. It will keep you grounded when the winds of doubt and fear threaten to blow you off course. Perseverance is not just about enduring, it's about thriving, about finding strength in the struggle and hope in the hardship. It is the quality that will keep you moving forward, even when the path is long and the journey is hard. Perseverance is the steady hand that guides you through the wilderness, the quiet strength that keeps you going when the world tells you to stop. Sacrificial love will be your compass, guiding your actions and shaping your interactions. It will remind you that the message you carry is not just about words, but about lives, about hearts, about souls. Sacrificial love is the quality that will ensure your message is not just heard, but felt, not just understood, but lived. It is the love that will draw others to the truth, that will make the message real and tangible in their lives. Sacrificial love is the heart of the message, the essence of the truth you carry. Together, these qualities make you more than a messenger. They make you a living testament to the message. They are the pillars that hold up the mission, the foundation upon which the message stands. They are the qualities that will ensure your message is not just delivered, but lived. Not just heard, but felt. Not just understood, but embraced. This is the calling of a messenger, the sacred trust that has been placed in your hands. It is a calling that requires boldness, perseverance, and sacrificial love. A calling that is not for the faint of heart, but for those who understand that the message they carry is worth every sacrifice. Number 6, challenges of being a messenger. Embarking on the path of a messenger comes with its own set of trials, akin to a hero's journey filled with dragons to slay and mountains to climb. Here are the 3 primary challenges. Rejection. Picture yourself as a herald in ancient times, delivering news not everyone wants to hear. Jesus warned his followers of this, knowing well that the message of truth often faces resistance. Rejection can feel like a door slammed in your face, but your role is not to force entry or argue. Instead, it's to deliver the message with love and then leave the results to a higher power. This challenge tests your resilience, your faith in the message, and your ability to love without expectation of acceptance. Rejection is one of the most painful challenges a messenger can face. It's not just the denial of the message, but often the denial of the messenger themselves. It can feel personal, as though your worth and your calling are being questioned. Yet rejection is an inevitable part of the journey. Jesus himself was rejected by those he came to save, and he warned his disciples that they too would face rejection. The key is not to take it personally, but to understand that rejection is often a reflection of the hearer's heart, not the messenger's inadequacy. Your role is not to convince or coerce, but to deliver the message with love and integrity. Rejection teaches you humility, patience, and the ability to love unconditionally, even when that love is not reciprocated. It's a reminder that the success of the message is not in your hands, but in the hands of the one who sent you. Loneliness. The path of a messenger can often feel like walking through a desert alone. Elijah's moment of despair in the Bible mirrors this feeling, where he believed he was the only one left. But the lesson here is profound. You're never truly alone. God's presence is your constant companion, and there are others, perhaps unseen, who are part of this divine mission. This challenge calls for you to seek out community, to find those of like heart and mind, and to remember that your loneliness is but a temporary part of the journey, not the destination. Loneliness is a common experience for those who are called to be messengers. The weight of the message, the intensity of the mission, and the often solitary nature of the journey can make you feel isolated. Elijah, one of the greatest prophets, experienced this loneliness deeply. After his victory on Mount Carmel, he fled to the wilderness, feeling utterly alone. But God reminded him that there were still others who had not bowed to Baal, that he was not as alone as he thought. As a messenger, you must remember that loneliness is a feeling, not a fact. God's presence is always with you, and there are others who share your calling, even if they are not immediately visible. Seek out community, build relationships with those who understand your mission, and draw strength from the knowledge that you are part of a larger, divine plan. Loneliness is not the destination, it's a temporary part of the journey, a season that will pass as you continue to walk in your calling. Spiritual attack. As a bearer of light, you become a target for darkness. The enemy, as described in Ephesians, seeks to disrupt, discourage, and derail you from your mission. This isn't just about external opposition, but also internal battles where doubt, fear, and temptation might seem overwhelming. Here, your spiritual armor, faith, prayer, and the Word of God becomes crucial. It's like going into battle knowing you're equipped, not just for survival, but for victory. Spiritual attack is perhaps the most insidious challenge a messenger faces. As a bearer of light, you become a target for the forces of darkness. The enemy will use every tool at his disposal to disrupt your mission, from external opposition to internal battles of doubt, fear, and temptation. These attacks can be overwhelming, leaving you feeling weak and vulnerable, but you are not defenseless. Ephesians 6 reminds us to put on the full armor of God, to stand firm against the schemes of the enemy. Your spiritual armor, faith, prayer, and the Word of God, is your greatest defense. Faith shields you from doubt, prayer connects you to the source of your strength, and the Word of God is your sword, cutting through the lies of the enemy. Spiritual attacks are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that you are a threat to the enemy's plans. Stand firm, knowing that you are equipped not just for survival, but for victory. These challenges are not mere obstacles, but are part of the refining process, shaping you into a more effective messenger. Rejection teaches humility and unconditional love. Loneliness deepens your reliance on divine companionship and community. Spiritual attacks strengthen your spiritual muscles, making your faith more robust. Each challenge is a test of your commitment, a chance to prove the authenticity of your calling. They are not signs to retreat, but reminders of the significance of your mission. They push you to lean not on your own understanding or strength, but on the divine power that called you to this journey. Facing these challenges with grace and courage not only fortifies your own spirit, but also serves as a beacon to others, showing that the path of a messenger, though fraught with difficulties, leads to profound growth, impact, and ultimately to the fulfillment of a divine calling. Rejection is not the end of the road, it's a stepping stone. It teaches you to love without expecting anything in return, to remain steadfast in your mission even when the world turns away. It's a reminder that the message is not about you, but about the truth you carry. Rejection refines your character, stripping away pride and self-reliance and replacing it with humility and dependence on God. Loneliness is not a permanent state, it's a season. It teaches you to rely on God's presence, to find comfort in His companionship, and to seek out community with others who share your calling. Loneliness deepens your relationship with God, drawing you closer to Him as your source of strength and comfort. It's a reminder that you are never truly alone, even when the path feels solitary. Spiritual attacks are not a sign of defeat, they are a sign of your significance. They teach you to stand firm in your faith, to rely on the armor of God, and to fight the good fight with courage and determination. Spiritual attacks strengthen your spiritual muscles, making your faith more resilient and your resolve more unshakable. They are a reminder that the battle is not yours, but the Lord's, and that victory is assured. These challenges are not meant to break you, but to build you. They are part of the refining process, shaping you into a more effective messenger, one who is humble, reliant on God, and strong in faith. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow, to deepen your commitment, and to prove the authenticity of your calling. They are not signs to retreat, but reminders of the significance of your mission. They push you to lean not on your own understanding or strength, but on the divine power that called you to this journey. Facing these challenges with grace and courage not only fortifies your own spirit, but also serves as a beacon to others. It shows that the path of a messenger, though fraught with difficulties, leads to profound growth, impact, and ultimately to the fulfillment of a divine calling. Your journey is not just about delivering a message, it's about becoming the message, living it out in such a way that others are drawn to the truth you carry. This is the calling of a messenger, a calling that is both challenging and deeply rewarding, a calling that requires courage, faith, and an unwavering commitment to the mission. I know you already know who you were before others told you who to be, don't you? That's why you're here, why you subscribe to the Chosen Ones community. Deep down, you've always known there's a part of you no one else could shape, a truth that's yours alone. Together, we're here to reclaim it, to amplify it, and to let it lead the way. Number 7, listening to God. Listening to God is akin to tuning into a frequency that's both ancient and eternal, a melody that's been playing since before time began. This isn't about hearing with your ears, but with your soul, an act of spiritual attunement where you become sensitive to the divine whisper amidst life's cacophony. This divine frequency is always present, always speaking, but it requires a heart that is tuned to hear it. It's like being in a room filled with noise, conversations, music, the hum of technology, and suddenly, amidst all the chaos, you hear a familiar voice calling your name. That voice is God's, and it cuts through the noise not because it is loud, but because it is familiar, because your soul recognizes it. Listening to God is about cultivating that familiarity, that sensitivity to His voice, so that no matter how loud the world gets, you can still hear Him. It's about creating a space within you where His voice can resonate, where His words can take root and grow. Consider Samuel, who in his youth didn't recognize God's voice until guided. This teaches us that listening requires intentionality, a deliberate setting aside of the noise of daily life to hear what's truly important. It's like finding a quiet corner in a bustling city where the silence allows you to hear the heartbeat of the universe. Samuel's story is a powerful reminder that listening to God is not always intuitive. It requires guidance, practice, and intentionality. When God first called Samuel, he didn't recognize the voice. It was only with the help of Eli, his mentor, that Samuel learned to discern God's voice. This teaches us that listening to God is a skill that can be developed. It requires us to slow down, to create moments of stillness in our busy lives, and to seek guidance from those who have walked this path before us. It's about carving out a quiet corner in the bustling city of our lives, a place where we can retreat and listen for the heartbeat of the universe, the steady, rhythmic pulse of God's presence. This act of listening involves more than just waiting. It's about preparation. You prepare your heart like a garden, tilling the soil of your soul to receive the seeds of divine wisdom. Prayer, scripture, and meditation become your tools, not just for communication, but for communion, where listening becomes a two-way conversation with the divine. Listening to God is not a passive activity, it's an active process of preparation. Just as a gardener tills the soil, removes the weeds, and prepares the ground for planting, so too must we prepare our hearts to receive God's word. This preparation involves prayer, where we open our hearts to God and invite Him to speak. It involves Scripture, where we immerse ourselves in His Word and allow it to shape our thoughts and desires. And it involves meditation, where we quiet our minds and focus our attention on His presence. These practices create a fertile ground in our hearts, a place where the seeds of divine wisdom can take root and grow. Listening to God is not just about hearing His voice, it's about creating a space where His voice can flourish. The challenge here is to quiet the noise within, the doubts, fears, and distractions, to truly hear. It's like learning to listen through a storm, where the peace comes not from the absence of noise, but from the presence of God's voice, clear and above all else. The greatest obstacle to hearing God's voice is often the noise within us, the doubts, fears, and distractions that clamor for our attention. It's like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain beats down, and the thunder roars, but amidst all the chaos, there is a still, small voice. To hear that voice, we must learn to quiet the noise within. This is not easy. It requires discipline and practice. It requires us to confront our doubts, to face our fears, and to let go of the distractions that pull us away from God. But when we do, we find that the peace we seek comes not from the absence of noise, but from the presence of God's voice, clear and above all else. Listening to God also means being ready to act on what you hear. It's not just about receiving, but responding, much like Samuel, who said, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." This readiness transforms listening from a passive activity to an active engagement with your calling. Listening to God is not just about hearing His voice, it's about being ready to act on what He says. When Samuel heard God's voice, he responded with readiness and obedience. "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." This readiness to act is what transforms listening from a passive activity to an active engagement with our calling. It's about being prepared to step out in faith, to follow God's guidance even when it doesn't make sense, and to trust that His plans are greater than our own. Listening to God is not just about receiving His word, it's about allowing that word to shape our actions, to guide our steps, and to lead us into the fulfillment of our divine purpose. In this process, you learn to distinguish God's voice from your own thoughts or the world's clamor. It's like learning a new language where each word, each silence, carries profound meaning. This discernment is crucial, for the guidance you receive will shape your path, your decisions, and ultimately your impact. Learning to distinguish God's voice from the noise of our own thoughts and the world's clamor is like learning a new language. At first, it may be difficult to understand, but with time and practice, it becomes familiar. Each word, each silence, carries profound meaning. This discernment is crucial, for the guidance we receive from God will shape our path, our decisions, and ultimately our impact. It's about learning to recognize the tone, the timing, and the content of God's voice, so that we can follow His guidance with confidence. This discernment is not just about hearing God's voice, it's about understanding it, interpreting it, and applying it to our lives. The act of listening is also one of trust, believing that what you hear, though sometimes mysterious or challenging, is part of a divine plan. It encourages patience, for God's timing is not ours, and His words often require time to unfold in our lives. Listening to God requires trust. It requires us to believe that what we hear, even when it is mysterious or challenging, is part of a divine plan. God's ways are not our ways, and His timing is not our timing. The words He speaks to us may not make sense in the moment, but they carry a promise, a purpose that will unfold in His time. This requires patience, a willingness to wait and trust that God's plans are perfect, even when we can't see the full picture. Listening to God is not just about hearing His voice, it's about trusting in His plan, even when it requires us to wait, to endure, and to persevere. In essence, listening to God is about creating a space where His voice can be the loudest, where your life becomes aligned with His will, turning every whisper into action, every guidance into a step towards fulfilling your divine purpose. Listening to God is about creating a space within us where His voice can be the loudest. It's about aligning our lives with His will, so that every whisper we hear from Him becomes a call to action, every guidance a step towards fulfilling our divine purpose. This is not just about hearing God's voice, it's about allowing His voice to shape our lives, to guide our decisions, and to lead us into the fullness of our calling. Listening to God is about creating a life that is in harmony with His will, a life that reflects His love, His truth, and His purpose. It's about turning every whisper into action, every guidance into a step towards the fulfillment of our divine destiny. Number 8. Alignment of life with message. The alignment of your life with the message you proclaim is not just about consistency, it's about integrity in its truest form. Imagine your life as a canvas, where the message is not just painted on, but woven into the very fabric of your being. This alignment is crucial because people are more likely to believe a message they see lived out than one they merely hear. It's like watching a chef cooking a meal they claim is the best. If the taste matches the praise, the message is validated. Your life, in all its facets, becomes the evidence of the truth you carry. When your actions align with your words, your message gains credibility and power. People are drawn to authenticity, to a life that reflects the truths it proclaims. Your life becomes a living testimony, a proof of the transformative power of the message you carry. This isn't about perfection, but direction. Your life should point towards the ideals you speak of, much like a compass always pointing north. When your actions and your message do not align, it's as if you're broadcasting static, confusing your audience about what you truly stand for. Perfection is not the goal, direction is. Your life should consistently move towards the ideals you proclaim, even if you stumble along the way. It's about progress, not perfection. When your actions and your message are misaligned, it creates confusion and doubt. People are quick to notice inconsistencies, and these can undermine the credibility of your message. But when your life consistently points towards the truth you proclaim, it becomes a powerful witness, a beacon that guides others towards the same ideals. The script uses the metaphor of a teacher who doesn't practice what they preach, illustrating how misaligned actions can undermine the message. For you, every choice, every reaction, every moment of decision is an opportunity to affirm or deny the truth you proclaim. The metaphor of a teacher who doesn't practice what they preach is a powerful reminder of the importance of alignment. If a teacher speaks about honesty but is caught in a lie, their message loses its impact. Similarly, as a messenger, every choice you make, every reaction you have, is an opportunity to affirm or deny the truth you proclaim. Your life is a series of moments, each one a chance to live out the message, to demonstrate its truth through your actions. This requires mindfulness, a constant awareness of how your choices reflect the message you carry. Living out the message requires courage, especially when your life is under scrutiny. It's easy to talk about love, forgiveness, or righteousness, but living these out in the face of adversity, personal failings, or societal pressure is where the rubber meets the road. Living out the message is not always easy. It requires courage, especially when your life is under scrutiny. It's easy to speak about love, forgiveness, and righteousness in the abstract, but living these out in real life, especially in the face of adversity, personal failings, or societal pressure, is where the true test lies. It's in these moments that your alignment with the message is most visible, most impactful. It's where the rubber meets the road, where your faith is put into action, and where your life becomes a powerful testament to the truth you proclaim. This alignment also involves transformation, where the message you carry reshapes you. It's not just about impacting others, it's about allowing the divine truths to refine you, heal you, and change you. Your personal journey becomes a testament to what the message can do in a human life. Alignment is not just about outward actions, it's about inner transformation. The message you carry has the power to reshape you, to refine you, to heal you, and to change you. This is not just about impacting others, it's about allowing the message to impact you. Your personal journey becomes a testament to the transformative power of the message. As you allow the divine truths to work in your life, you become a living example of what the message can do. Your transformation is a powerful witness, a demonstration of the truth and power of the message you carry. The world is watching, not just for your words, but for your deeds. When your life aligns with your message, you become a living parable, a narrative that others can see, touch, and be influenced by. It's about authenticity, where your walk matches your talk, making your life a sermon without words. The world is watching, not just for your words, but for your deeds. When your life aligns with your message, you become a living parable, a story that others can see, touch, and be influenced by. Your life becomes a sermon without words, a powerful testimony to the truth you proclaim. Authenticity is key. When your walk matches your talk, your message gains credibility and power. People are drawn to authenticity, to a life that reflects the truths it proclaims. Your life becomes a beacon, guiding others towards the same truths. Ultimately, this alignment is about being a conduit of the divine, where your life becomes so enmeshed with the message that you are both the message and the messenger, a living, breathing example of the transformative power of the truths you hold dear. Ultimately, alignment is about being a conduit of the divine. It's about allowing your life to become so enmeshed with the message that you are both the message and the messenger. Your life becomes a living, breathing example of the transformative power of the truths you hold dear. This is the highest form of alignment, where your life and your message are one and the same. It's about being a vessel through which the divine can work, a channel through which the truth can flow. When your life is fully aligned with the message, you become a powerful force for good, a living testament to the truth, and a beacon of hope for all who encounter you. Number 9. Empowerment by grace. Empowerment by grace is like receiving a superpower from a divine source that makes your human limitations irrelevant. This concept is beautifully encapsulated in Paul's experience, where he learned that in his weakness, God's strength was magnified. Grace here isn't just about forgiveness, it's about enabling, about turning your inadequacies into avenues for divine power. Imagine being given wings when you thought you could only walk, or being granted vision in darkness. Grace empowers you to do what you thought was impossible, to fulfill a calling that seems beyond your natural capacity. It's the divine enablement that takes your limitations and transforms them into opportunities for God's power to be displayed. When you feel weak, inadequate, or unprepared, grace steps in and equips you with everything you need to accomplish the task at hand. It's not about your strength, but about His strength working through you. This empowerment isn't about erasing your weaknesses, but about transforming them into strengths. It's like alchemy, where base metals are turned into gold. Your flaws become the very places where God's light shines brightest. Grace doesn't erase your weaknesses, it transforms them. Your flaws, your struggles, your limitations, these are not obstacles to God's plan. They are the very places where His power is made perfect. Like alchemy, where base metals are transformed into gold, grace takes your weaknesses and turns them into strengths. It's in your moments of greatest vulnerability that God's power is most evident. When you feel like you have nothing to offer, grace steps in and shows that His strength is made perfect in your weakness. Your weaknesses become the stage for His glory, the places where His light shines brightest. Grace doesn't mean you won't face challenges. Rather, it means you're equipped to face them with a power not of this world. It's the assurance that when you're called to a task, you're not left to your own devices, but are strengthened by an infinite well of divine energy. Grace doesn't promise a life free from challenges, it promises is the strength to face them. When you are called to a task, you are not left to rely on your own strength or wisdom. Grace provides an infinite well of divine energy, a source of power that is not of this world. This assurance allows you to face challenges with confidence, knowing that you are not alone, that you are equipped with everything you need to overcome. Grace is the divine enablement that empowers you to do what you could never do on your own, to face what you could never face alone. This empowerment changes how you approach life's battles. Instead of dreading your limitations, you embrace them, knowing they're the stage for grace to perform its miracles. It's like entering a race, knowing you have an unseen coach giving you the stamina and speed you need at each step. Empowerment by grace changes your perspective on life's battles. Instead of fearing your limitations, you embrace them, knowing that they are the stage for grace to perform its miracles. It's like entering a race with an unseen coach, one who provides you with the stamina and speed you need at each step. You no longer dread the challenges ahead. Instead, You face them with confidence, knowing that grace is with you, empowering you, guiding you, and strengthening you. This perspective transforms how you approach life, turning fear into faith and weakness into strength. Grace also teaches humility, reminding you that any success or strength you exhibit is not self-made, but God-given. This keeps pride at bay, ensuring that the glory goes to the source of your empowerment, not to yourself. Grace is a constant reminder that any success or strength you exhibit is not your own, but God-given. This keeps pride at bay, ensuring that the glory goes to the source of your empowerment, not to yourself. Grace teaches humility, reminding you that you are not the source of your strength, but the recipient of it. This humility keeps you grounded, focused on the true source of your power, and ensures that the glory goes to God, where it belongs. It's a daily reminder that you are not self-made but God-made, and that every success, every victory is a testament to His grace. In practical terms, this means that when you're overwhelmed, tired, or feel inadequate, you can tap into this divine grace. It's like having a reserve tank of fuel when you think you've run out, pushing you further than you believed you could go. In practical terms, empowerment by grace means that when you are overwhelmed, tired, or feel inadequate, you can tap into this divine source of strength. It's like having a reserve tank of fuel when you think you've run out, pushing you further than you believed you could go. Grace is there when you need it most, providing the strength, the energy, and the courage to keep going. It's the divine enablement that carries you through the toughest moments, the times when you feel like you can't go on. Grace is the assurance that you are never alone, that you are always supported, and that you can always draw on His strength. Ultimately, empowerment by grace is about living a life where your achievements are not measured by your own might, but by the might of the one who empowers you. It's a daily reminder that in every moment of weakness, there's an opportunity for God's strength to be made perfect, turning every limitation into a testament of divine power. Ultimately, empowerment by grace is about living a life where your achievements are not measured by your own strength, but by the strength of the one who empowers you. It's a daily reminder that in every moment of weakness, there is an opportunity for God's strength to be made perfect. Your limitations are not obstacles, they are opportunities for His power to be displayed. Every challenge, every struggle, every moment of weakness is a chance for grace to shine, for His strength to be made perfect in your weakness. Empowerment by grace is about living a life that is not defined by your limitations, but by His limitless power, a life that is a testament to the transformative, empowering grace of God. Number 10. Prayer for empowerment. The prayer for empowerment isn't just a plea, it's a powerful act of faith, a strategic move in the spiritual realm where you align your will with the divine. This prayer is like calling upon an army of angels, a gathering of spiritual forces to bolster your journey as a messenger. When you pray for empowerment, you are not just asking for help, you are engaging in a spiritual act that aligns your will with God's. It's a declaration that you are ready to step into your role as a messenger, but you cannot do it alone. You need divine strength, clarity, and courage. This prayer is a call to the heavens, a signal that you are prepared to be used, but you need the power of the divine to make it happen. It's like summoning an army of angels, a host of spiritual forces that will stand with you, fight for you, and empower you to fulfill your mission. This prayer is not just a request, it's a strategic move in the spiritual battle, a way of aligning yourself with the forces of heaven. Imagine this prayer as a beacon, signaling to the heavens that you're ready, that you need the strength, clarity, and courage to fulfill your role. It is an invitation for the divine to work through you, transforming your limitations into avenues for miracles. This prayer isn't a one-time event, but a continual dialogue, a daily alignment where you surrender your human frailty for divine strength. Prayer for empowerment is like a beacon, a light that shines into the heavens, signaling your readiness and your need. It's an invitation for God to work through you, to take your limitations and turn them into opportunities for miracles. This prayer is not a one-time event. It's a continual dialogue with God, a daily alignment of your will with His. It's a daily surrender of your human frailty, your weaknesses and your limitations in exchange for His divine strength. Each day you come before him, acknowledging your need for his power and inviting him to work through you. This continual dialogue keeps you connected to the source of your strength, ensuring that you are always empowered to fulfill your role. It's like preparing for battle, where prayer is your armor, your weapon, and your strategy all rolled into one. Through prayer, you're not just asking for help, you're opening up channels for divine intervention, for wisdom, for peace into chaos, and for love to flow through you to others. Prayer is your preparation for battle. It's your armor, protecting you from the attacks of the enemy. It's your weapon, allowing you to fight back against the forces of darkness. And it's your strategy, guiding you in the spiritual battle you are engaged in. Through prayer, you are not just asking for help, you are opening up channels for divine intervention. You are inviting God's wisdom to guide you, his peace to calm you in the midst of chaos, and his love to flow through you to others. Prayer is the key to your empowerment, the way you tap into the divine resources that are available to you. This prayer is also communal, binding you with others in spirit, creating a network of faith that amplifies the power of each individual's call. It's like adding your candle to a sea of lights, where together the light becomes overwhelming, pushing back the darkness. Prayer for empowerment is not just an individual act, it's a communal one. When you pray, you are joining with others in spirit, creating a network of faith that amplifies the power of each individual's call. It's like adding your candle to a sea of lights. Alone, your light may be small, but together the light becomes overwhelming, pushing back the darkness. This communal aspect of prayer creates a powerful force, a united front against the forces of darkness. When you pray with others, you are not just asking for personal empowerment, you are contributing to a collective strength that can move mountains. In this prayer, you're not just seeking personal empowerment, but are also interceding for others, asking that the collective mission of spreading the covenant's message be successful. It's a declaration of dependence on a higher power, acknowledging that while you're the vessel, the true power comes from above. When you pray for empowerment, you are not just seeking strength for yourself, you are also interceding for others. You are asking that the collective mission of spreading the covenant's message be successful. This prayer is a declaration of dependence on a higher power, an acknowledgement that while you are the vessel, the true power comes from above. It's a recognition that you cannot do this alone, that you need God's power to fulfill your mission. This prayer is an act of humility, a surrender of your own strength in exchange for his. It's a way of saying, I cannot do this on my own, but with your power, I can. The act of praying for empowerment is an acknowledgement of the spiritual battle you're engaged in, where the forces of good and evil vie for influence. It's your declaration that you choose to fight with spiritual might, equipped by grace, not just for your survival, but for the triumph of light. Praying for empowerment is an acknowledgement of the spiritual battle you are engaged in. It's a recognition that there are forces of good and evil at work, and that you are on the front lines of this battle. This prayer is your declaration that you choose to fight with spiritual might, equipped by grace. It's not just a prayer for survival, it's a prayer for triumph. You are asking for the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to not just endure, but to overcome. This prayer is your way of saying, I am ready to fight, but I need your power to win. It's a declaration that you are committed to the triumph of light over darkness, and that you are willing to do whatever it takes to see that victory come to pass. In essence, the prayer for empowerment is a powerful act of faith, a strategic move in the spiritual realm that aligns your will with God's. It's a call for divine strength, a surrender of your limitations, and a declaration of dependence on a higher power. It's a communal act, a way of joining with others in spirit to create a network of faith that amplifies the power of each individual's call. And it's an acknowledgement of the spiritual battle you are engaged in. A declaration that you choose to fight with spiritual might, equipped by grace for the triumph of light. This prayer is your way of saying, I am ready, but I need your power to fulfill my mission. It's a powerful, transformative act that aligns you with the divine and empowers you to be the messenger you are called to be. Number 11. Unity in diversity. Unity in diversity speaks to the idea that while each messenger might have a unique calling or perspective, the overarching mission is shared. Picture a symphony orchestra, where each instrument plays a different note, yet together they create a harmonious melody. This point emphasizes that in the kingdom of God, diversity is not just tolerated but celebrated as part of the divine plan. In the kingdom of God, unity in diversity is not just a concept, it's a reality. Each messenger is uniquely called, gifted, and positioned to fulfill a specific part of the divine mission. Just as a symphony orchestra relies on the distinct sounds of each instrument to create a harmonious melody, so too does the body of believers rely on the unique contributions of each individual to fulfill the mission. This unity in diversity is not about erasing differences, but about celebrating them, recognizing that each person's unique perspective, experience, and gift is essential to the whole. It's a reminder that the divine plan is not a monolith, but a mosaic, where each piece, no matter how different, contributes to the beauty of the whole. This unity doesn't mean conformity, but a coming together of different experiences, gifts, and backgrounds to achieve a common purpose. It's like a mosaic where each piece is distinct, yet contributes to a beautiful whole. The diversity in the body of believers means that every message, every act of service, every form of worship adds a unique color to the tapestry of faith. Unity in diversity is not about conformity, it's about collaboration. It's about bringing together different experiences, gifts, and backgrounds to achieve a common purpose. Just as a mosaic is made up of distinct pieces that come together to create a beautiful image, so too is the body of believers made up of diverse individuals who come together to fulfill the mission. Each person's unique contribution adds a different color, a different texture to the tapestry of faith. This diversity is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's a reminder that the mission is not about uniformity, but about unity, about coming together in all our differences to achieve something greater than any one of us could achieve alone. Unity in diversity challenges you to see beyond differences, to value the unique contribution of each person, understanding that your part in the mission might look different from another's, but all are vital. It's about building bridges, not walls, fostering an environment where everyone can flourish in their calling. Unity in diversity challenges you to look beyond the surface, to see the value in each person's unique contribution. It's about recognizing that your part in the mission might look different from someone else's, but that both are vital. This perspective requires humility, openness, and a willingness to learn from others. It's about building bridges, not walls, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered to fulfill their calling. This unity in diversity is not just about tolerance, it's about celebration, about creating a space where everyone can thrive and contribute to the mission in their own unique way. This unity also speaks to the strength found in community. When diverse individuals unite under a common banner, the impact is magnified, much like how different elements combine to create something stronger like steel. It's a call to work together, to learn from one another, and to support each other in the mission. Unity in diversity is a source of strength. When diverse individuals come together under a common banner, the impact is magnified. Just as different elements combine to create something stronger, like steel, so too does the coming together of diverse individuals create a stronger, more resilient community. This unity is a call to work together, to learn from one another, and to support each other in the mission. It's about recognizing that we are stronger together, that our differences are not a source of division, but a source of strength. This unity in diversity is a powerful force, one that can overcome any obstacle and achieve any goal. In practical terms, this means actively seeking to include voices that might differ from your own, listening to learn, and collaborating for the greater good. It's about creating spaces where diversity enriches rather than divides, where every messenger feels empowered to share their truth. In practical terms, unity in diversity means actively seeking out and including voices that might differ from your own. It's about listening to learn, not just to respond, and collaborating for the greater good. This requires intentionality, a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and engage with perspectives that might challenge your own. It's about creating spaces where diversity is not just tolerated, but celebrated, where every messenger feels empowered to share their truth. This unity in diversity is not just about coexistence, it's about collaboration, about working together to create something greater than any one of us could achieve alone. It's about recognizing that the mission is not about uniformity, but about unity, about coming together in all our differences to fulfill the divine plan. Number 12, endurance through faith. Endurance through faith is like running an ultra-marathon with the promise of an eternal reward at the end. It's not just about surviving the race, but thriving in it, fueled by a belief in something greater than the immediate struggle. Faith here acts as both the fuel and the vision for endurance, keeping you going when every muscle screams to stop. Endurance through faith is not just about pushing through the pain, it's about thriving in the midst of it. It's about running the race with the assurance that there is a greater purpose, a greater reward waiting at the end. Faith is the fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when the journey is long and the path is difficult. It's the vision that keeps your eyes fixed on the finish line, reminding you that every step, no matter how painful, is bringing you closer to your goal. Faith transforms endurance from a struggle into a journey, from a test of strength into a testament of trust. It's about believing that the race is worth running, that the struggle is worth enduring, and that the reward is worth every ounce of effort. This form of endurance isn't about gritting your teeth against adversity, but about trusting in a divine narrative where every hardship has purpose, every delay has its timing, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. It's like climbing a mountain, where faith tells you the summit is worth every painful step. Endurance through faith is not about gritting your teeth and bearing the pain. It's about trusting in a divine narrative that gives meaning to every hardship. It's about believing that every challenge, every delay, every moment of waiting is part of a greater plan. Faith tells you that the summit is worth every painful step, that the view from the top will make the climb worthwhile. This perspective transforms endurance from a burden into a journey, from a test of patience into an opportunity for growth. It's about trusting that every step, no matter how difficult, is leading you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. It's about seeing the bigger picture, recognizing that the journey is not just about the destination, but about the transformation that happens along the way. Faith provides the perspective that what you endure now is temporal compared to the eternal significance of your calling. It's the confidence in things hoped for, the assurance of things not seen, turning obstacles into stepping stones towards your divine purpose. Faith gives you the perspective to see beyond the immediate struggle, to recognize that what you endure now is temporary compared to the eternal significance of your calling. It's the confidence in things hoped for, the assurance of things not seen. This perspective transforms obstacles into stepping stones, challenges into opportunities. Faith reminds you that the trials you face are not the end of the story, but part of the journey. It's about seeing the bigger picture, recognizing that every step, no matter how difficult, is bringing you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. Faith allows you to see beyond the present moment, to recognize that the struggles you face now are preparing you for something greater, something eternal. Endurance through faith also involves community. It's about being part of a faith family where encouragement, shared stories of perseverance, and collective prayer keep you moving forward. Like runners pacing each other, faith in community means you're never alone in your endurance. Endurance through faith is not a solitary journey. It's a communal one. It's about being part of a faith family, a community of believers who encourage and support each other. In this community, shared stories of perseverance, collective prayer, and mutual encouragement keep you moving forward. Like runners pacing each other in a race, faith in community means you are never alone in your endurance. This communal aspect of faith provides strength, encouragement, and hope, reminding you that you are part of something greater, that you are not alone in your journey. It's about drawing strength from the stories of others, from their experiences of endurance and perseverance, and knowing that you too can overcome. It's about being part of a network of faith, where each person's journey strengthens and supports the others. This endurance is about more than just holding on. It's about growing through trials. Each challenge becomes a lesson, each moment of waiting a period of preparation. Faith transforms endurance from mere survival into a journey of becoming, where each step is a step closer to the likeness of Christ. Endurance through faith is about more than just holding on, it's about growing through trials. Each challenge you face becomes a lesson, each moment of waiting a period of preparation. Faith transforms endurance from mere survival into a journey of becoming. It's about recognizing that every step, no matter how difficult, is bringing you closer to the likeness of Christ. This perspective changes how you view trials, seeing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, for transformation, for becoming more like Christ. Endurance through faith is not just about surviving the storm. It's about thriving in it, about growing stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each step. It's about recognizing that the journey is not just about reaching the destination, but about the person you become along the way. In essence, endurance through faith is the quiet, steadfast journey where you're not just surviving the storm, but learning to dance in the rain, knowing that every drop is part of God's plan for your life, leading you toward an unshakable hope and an unbreakable peace. In essence, endurance through faith is the quiet, steadfast journey where you are not just surviving the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. It's about recognizing that every drop of rain, every moment of struggle is part of God's plan for your life. This perspective transforms endurance from a test of strength into a journey of trust, from a struggle into a dance. It's about finding joy in the journey, peace in the midst of the storm, and hope in the promise of what lies ahead. Endurance through faith is about trusting that every step, no matter how difficult, is leading you toward an unshakable hope and an unbreakable peace. It's about knowing that the journey is worth it, that the reward is greater than the struggle, and that every step is bringing you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. It's about embracing the journey, not just enduring it, and finding beauty and meaning in every step along the way. Endurance through faith is about more than just surviving, it's about thriving. It's about recognizing that the struggles you face are not just obstacles, but opportunities for growth, for transformation, for becoming more like Christ. It's about trusting in the divine narrative, believing that every hardship has a purpose, every delay has its timing, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. It's about seeing beyond the immediate struggle, recognizing that what you endure now is temporary compared to the eternal significance of your calling. It's about being part of a faith family, drawing strength and encouragement from the community of believers. And it's about growing through trials, recognizing that every step, no matter how difficult, is bringing you closer to the likeness of Christ. Endurance through faith is the quiet, steadfast journey where you are not just surviving the storm, but learning to dance in the rain, knowing that every drop is part of God's plan for your life, leading you toward an unshakable hope and an unbreakable peace. Chosen ones, as you stand on the brink of your final assignment, remember that you are not alone. You are part of something greater, a collective of souls united by a shared purpose and a divine calling. This is the Chosen Ones community, a sanctuary where strength is forged, unity is celebrated, and purpose is realized. Here in this sacred space, you are surrounded by others who understand the weight of your mission, who share your struggles, and who stand with you as you face the challenges ahead. The Chosen Ones community is more than just a group. It is a family, a network of support, and a beacon of hope for those who are called to walk the path of greatness. In the Chosen Ones community, you will find encouragement, inspiration, and the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road seems long and the obstacles insurmountable. This is a place where your voice is heard, your journey is valued, and your purpose is celebrated. It is a community where you can share your triumphs and your trials, knowing that you are surrounded by others who are walking the same path, who understand the challenges you face, and who are committed to supporting you every step of the way. The Chosen Ones community is a reminder that you are not alone, that you are part of something greater, and that together we can achieve the impossible. As you prepare to embrace your final assignment, remember that the Chosen One's community is here to guide you, to uplift you, and to remind you of the power of unity. This is a community where diversity is celebrated, where every voice matters, and where every member is valued for their unique gifts and contributions. In the Chosen One's community, you will find the strength to face your fears, the courage to embrace your destiny, and the support you need to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. This is a place where you can grow, where you can learn, and where you can become the person you were always meant to be. Chosen Ones, as you step into this final chapter of your journey, know that the Chosen One's community is with you. This is your sanctuary, your family, and your source of strength. Together, we will rise to the challenge, embrace the unknown, and fulfill our divine purpose. The road ahead may be difficult, but with the support of the Chosen One's community, you will find the courage to keep moving forward, the faith to believe in the impossible, and the strength to achieve greatness. This is your time, your moment, your destiny. Embrace it with all your heart and know that you are never alone. The Chosen One's community is here, standing with you, ready to face the future together. Let us rise, Chosen Ones, and fulfill the calling that has been placed upon our lives. The journey begins now.